You see me. Happy Sunday to you, good people. Come on in, have a seat, kick off your shoes, and relax your feet. You already know this is Soul Truth Sunday. Listen, today's conversation, today's show, man, about the power of consciousness. I want you to think about this as I set this up, right? You ever been out with your spouse, date night, or you've been chilling with the family, right? With your kids, right? Or maybe you've been at work in a team meeting, but your mind wasn't there, right? Your body was there, but your mind and thoughts was somewhere else. Listen. This is what I want you to hear. The research, y'all know I'm a numbers guy. Harvard research says that 47% of the time of our waking day, right, our minds are not where we are. Our minds are not on what we're doing. So what does that really say? So Harvard's research says a wandering mind is an unhappy mind. But I'm going to say it like this. A wandering mind is a disconnected life. So in today's episode, man, we talking about the power of consciousness, good people. The power of being fully present and being where your feet are. Welcome back to another episode, baby, of Soul Truth Sunday. You already know I'm your host, FL, founder of the Dare to Be You Network, where identity meets nervous system, right? And this is the Soul Truth Sunday show where we slow things down. We recognize our patterns within ourselves, right? We regulate our body through those emotions. We get a new revelation, right, on what to do different. We build a rhythm around that revelation and put it on repeat mode so we can do what? So we can tell our soul truth and dare to be us. So yeah, man, I'm excited about this show today, the power of consciousness, the power of being where your feet are. So listen, I want you to think about those numbers by Harvard. More than half of our waking day, we're not even focused on what we're doing. This is why 69% of people are disengaged with their work and 56% of people are dissatisfied with their life. We about to close that gap today, good people, because I'm about to show you how to be where your feet are. And I'm about to give you some practical examples of my week last week, how consciousness was tapping me on my shoulder all week. Like, hey, where are your feet? Be where your feet are. All right, come on, man. Let's just jump right into it. So listen. There's a couple of questions before we get into it. If you're wondering why does your mind keep leaving the room, why do you stay anxious all the time when there's nothing on the outside happening? That's a threat. Or why do you keep living in your tomorrow or your yesterday? Man, we're going to answer that question today, right? We're going to answer that question today. Listen, this show is brought to you by Hands to Guide You, my good friend, Dr. Larry Ford. If you're looking for counseling, behavior health evaluations, ADHD evaluations, neurofeedback, brain mapping, or trauma-informed care, visit h2gy.com. Their mission is simple: improve the way the world experiences healthcare. Check them out and tell them FL sent you. All right, good people, let's get into it. So listen, the first topic I want to talk about is consciousness, right? How consciousness notices the loop. So I'm going to tell you a personal story. Like I told you last week, consciousness was tapping me all on my shoulder all last week, good people. So, right. So listen, I want you to hear this personal story about me, about how what I mean by when you're not where your feet are, it robs you, right? Right, of your ability to make real-time decisions that's going to move your day forward. So it might have been like Tuesday or Wednesday last week, good people. So I had a drop. Y'all know, y'all been rocking with us for a while. Y'all know we got businesses outside of what we do with the network. We got a cannabis business. So I had a drop to do in Tulsa, Oklahoma. But that morning that I woke up, I had to address something with our boys. The night before, they was up loud, making loud noises, blah, blah, blah. Long story short, that morning when I woke up, I had to address that with them, right? So I want you to really see this about being where your feet are, right? And how we can carry things our whole day, and then it robs us of the joy of being in our day. So that morning, the boys woke up. I addressed what was going on that night, right? Told them about everything, all that good stuff. So as I come out here to start working on the network, right, because I block out like 2.5 hours every day to work on the network, man. Y'all see us building this network. Y'all see our ship shows that we have, the Married Life, Soul Truth, the Dirty BU podcast starts next month. So y'all see us doing it, right? So I blocked that out. So as I'm out here, I talked to the boys earlier. So as I'm out here doing this, guess what my mind was, good people? Oh, we still on the conversation that I had with the boys earlier. Still on what happened the night before. So I'm out here working, right? I'm getting it all in. I schedule out the blocks for the day, for the network, all that. So I'm about to head out. Every time I walk by the boys when I'm in the house, it triggers that. Guess what my mind goes? Not what my feet are, not what I'm actually got going on right now, right? My mind goes back to that conversation, right? To the boys. So I say something to them again, right? As I'm going out the door. So now I'm leaving the house, right? My feet are where at now? They're in the car now at this point, going to do what I need to do, right? Guess what I do? I get on the phone. I start telling my dad about the situation. Ooh, wait. See, are y'all seeing this? Are y'all see how I'm carrying it? I'm telling my dad about the situation. So the whole time that I'm driving to Tulsa to do what I need to do to make my drops, my feet are in the car. Where are your feet? That's the question. My feet are in the car. Guess what my mind and thoughts are? Still about what the boys did. Still about what they didn't do that I told them to do. Oh, they gonna do this and they gonna do that. They know they shouldn't have done this. So as I'm going about my day, I want y'all to see this. The whole ride down to Tulsa, I'm usually checking out the scenery. I'm usually getting my thoughts together. I'm usually where my feet are. But guess what? My thoughts, right? Right? My thoughts had hijacked my body because now my body is not where my feet are. My body, right, is not where my feet are. My body is feeling the effects of where my mind is because my mind is still where the boys are. My mind is still on that conversation that we had with the boys. My mind is still talking to them. So I'm replaying that conversation over and over in my head the whole time. So this is how consciousness interrupts the loop. This is why I'm getting at. This is how consciousness helps you notice the loop. So as I'm coming back from Tulsa, mind you, it's about 2:30, 3 o'clock in the afternoon now. This happened in the morning. My mind is still where that conversation is, but my feet are somewhere totally different. Why? Now I'm feeling this disconnect all day within myself, right? I'm feeling my nervous system activated and disconnected from what I'm actually doing all day. So this is how consciousness helped me notice it. So as I'm coming back, I get back to the office. I'm telling my one of my partners at the office still about what happened earlier today at 8 o'clock this morning. Consciousness, good people. So as I'm coming out the bathroom, it finally hit me. FL, you done spent damn near your whole day thinking about something that happened way earlier this morning because you are not where your feet are. Man, and it just hit me. How consciousness doesn't not only help you notice the loop, but it helps you change the loop in real time, good people. This is what I want you to see. This is what I want you to see. So this is what I want you to see, the translation, the pattern, right? Right? How the story kept playing in my mind and the story robbed me of most of my day. It robbed me of most of my day because my feet wasn't where the story was playing. My feet wasn't where my mind and my thoughts kept taking me. My feet were somewhere totally different. And this is why I always say your mind and thoughts can live anywhere, but your body can only live where your feet are, good people. So this is what I want you to see. This is what I want you to see. Consciousness isn't controlling your thoughts. It's noticing when your thoughts have left the room. Oh, wait. My thoughts have left the room the whole day. And it took me damn near my whole day to recognize, man, those thoughts had hijacked my body, right? Those thoughts had hijacked my body and from keeping me from being fully engaged in my day. So basically, all the way up to that point, good people, I was making decisions. I was making today's decisions on yesterday or outdated information because my feet wasn't there. My feet was where my present reality was. So that's what I want you to see, that you can only live where your feet are. And what are the patterns? Y'all hear me talk about the patterns, right? Y'all hear me talk about separating the story from the facts, right? I want y'all to see how my mind kept playing the story, kept playing the loop. I told my dad about the loop. I told my business partner about the story, about the loop. Instead of me being fully present where my feet are, I had already addressed that. We had already talked about that. When my feet was there, I had addressed it, right? So maybe yours is not parenting. Maybe you sitting in the boardroom at your job, team meeting, right? Right? Your boss says something and instantly your mind leaves the room, right? And you not where your feet are, right? Maybe it's not parenting like me. Maybe you sitting with your spouse and y'all out on date night, right? And you supposed to be fully engaged in that conversation, but your mind leaves the room. Now it creates a disconnect, right? Because you're not where your feet are. So this is what I want y'all to see, that the gentle reminder all week long, that consciousness was reminding me, good people, to be where your feet are. To be where your feet are. Listen, the nervous system, listen, if you're not where your feet are, your nervous system will fill empty space with familiar stories. I'm going to say that again. If you're not conscious where your feet are, your nervous system will fill that empty space, that gap, with familiar stories, like it was doing me, telling me about familiar stories. All the boys don't ever do this. All the boys need to be doing this. They know they should have got off that game at 12:30 last night. They know. I'm replaying these stories all day long in my head as I'm going about my day, and it's robbing me of the joy of my day, good people. How many times have you robbed yourself of the joy of your day because you're not where your feet are? It's power in being present and conscious, good people. It's power. Okay, so listen. Y'all know I'm a note taker. So listen, I want you to understand this. In order to be where your feet are, in order to ground your nervous system needs facts. Your nervous system doesn't get grounded by stories, right? The story is what's attached to the experience and the pattern, right? So in order for you to really be and live where your feet are, you have to ground yourself in the facts. So what did I have to ground myself in? When I finally realized what my feet was, I had to ground myself in the reality of where my feet was. I'm not talking to my boys no more. I had already addressed that conversation with my boys. I already said what I needed to say with my boys. They understood. I understood. So where are my feet? Let me bring myself to the reality of my day right now, where my feet are. My feet are headed to make this drop. My feet are in this business deal conversation. My feet are with my spouse. Where are your feet, good people? Because your body can only live where your feet are. Where your feet are. So listen, this is another part I want to talk about. How before we go to the next part, I want to say how your tomorrow steals your today if you're not conscious of it, right? Because your mind either lives in the future or your mind either lives in the past. The thing about your mind living in the past, good people, the past cannot be altered or changed. So the past, you living in the past is wasted energy because you can't change it or alter it. So why put your thoughts or energy there, right? Even the thing with the future, you can change your future, but you don't want to live in your future because the magic of fully being present, the magic of being where your feet are, man, that's where things happen. Consciousness gives you the ability to show up in your reality and create your reality in real time. I'm going to say that again. Consciousness gives you the ability to show up in your reality and create your reality in real time. Stop allowing your thoughts and mind to steal your today. Stop allowing it. You just got to slow yourself down and be where your feet are. So watch this. I want you to do this. How many moments have you been physically somewhere else, but mentally, mentally, physically somewhere else and mentally somewhere else? There's no connection, right? There's no connection to where you are. You're in a conversation right now, but there's no connection because mentally you're somewhere else, right? So when your mind goes into tomorrow, it leaves a gap for today. I want you to hear that. It leaves a gap for today. So how do you stay present in your today? How do you stay present where your feet are, right? By slowly calming yourself, by slowly bringing yourself to the moment, right? By slowly reminding yourself of your surroundings. So something that I do to bring myself back to the moments, I start calling out things in my immediate environment, right? Right. So if I'm driving, right, so I start calling out things in my immediate environment. Oh, that's a stop sign. Oh, I'm coming up to this street sign. I start reading out things out loud. When I can feel my mind hijacking my body, I start bringing myself back to the moment, back to my environment by calling things out in real time. I think Dr. Ford calls it the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 technique, right? Right. That's clinically, right? But just announcing things in real time helps ground your body, right? Hey, I'm with my wife. Hey, I'm with my kids. Really consciously understanding where your feet are, right? Right. So listen, next time you're talking to your spouse, next time you're at work, next time you're playing with your kids, and you're noticing your mind wandering and you're noticing your mind drifting, just ask yourself a simple question. Where are my feet? Where are my feet? And then start saying out loud to yourself or just internally where your feet are. Hey, I'm at the playground. Hey, I'm with my kids. Hey, I'm at work. Start reminding yourself where your feet are so you can be fully present and make conscious decisions about your today that's not rooted in yesterday's information. You feel me? You feel me? Listen, presence is one of the greatest gifts that you will ever give another human being. When you're not where your feet are, you rob yourself of the joy of giving that gift, good people. Be where your feet are. Today's soul truth is solely about being where your feet are, good people. Being where your feet are. So listen, how do we interrupt the hijacking? Right? That's the question of the hour. I kind of just gave you a little bit about it, but just how do you interrupt the hijacking? How do you interrupt it? By being conscious and aware of your surroundings, by being conscious and aware of where your feet are, by simply always asking yourself the simple question, where are my feet? That's it, good people. Where are my feet? Where are your feet at today? Are you fully engaged in this soul truth right now? That you listening to me talking to you? Are you thinking about everything else? Where are your feet? Right? Are you fully engaged in your money making decisions right now? Right? Or those decisions that you're making about your money, are they based off outdated information? Because you're not where your feet are. Are you fully engaged making decisions about your relationship? Or you not where your feet are? Where are your feet, good people? Where are your feet? See, because if you don't consciously understand where your feet are, you're not living where your feet are. And your body can only live where your feet are, even though it feels the effect of where your mind goes. That's called fight or flight. Right? Y'all hear me talk about that, right? So say you in a boardroom, something gets said in a boardroom or a team meeting, right? Your mind instantly goes somewhere else. Your body instantly gets activated, but now you're sitting in the team meeting and now you're fight or flight, right? Right? I wrote this down because your body's now is becoming defensive. You're tensing up based off what was said. It's an awkward tension in the room. That's called fight or flight, good people. That's what fight or flight looks like in real time. But you know why your body's activated like that? Because your mind has left the room and you're not where your feet are. I want you to see that. Or the flight part is the withdrawal. Sometimes you can be in a board meeting or a room like that. You hear some, so instead of you getting defensive, right, you withdraw. That's the flight part of it. Your body feels a certain way, right? Your body thinks it's under attack. Your body thinks there's a real threat in your immediate environment. Why? Because you're not where your feet are. Because if you bring yourself, your mind, and your thoughts back to the room or back to where your feet are, then your body will instantly understand there's no threat. There's no danger in my environment, right? That's why I say you gotta be where your feet are. It might not even be a boardroom. You might be out on date night. You might be with your kids, right? You might be spending time with your family. You might be at the movies, right? A panic attack. When people's body goes into a panic attack, why? Because they're not where their feet are, right? The mind is thinking about something, maybe past or present, right? But their body's literally in a different place. So this is why people could go through panic attacks. And if you're in a room with somebody going through a panic attack, your first initial reaction or response is what's happening, what's going on? Because you understand there's no immediate danger or threat. But that person doesn't understand that because they're not where their feet are. The magic of being fully conscious and fully present is powerful, good people. But we got to slow ourselves down enough to be where our feet are, or our body kicks in to fight or flight. Some of y'all fight. Like I said, get defensive, your tone changes, you start over explaining. I wrote down, right? That's the fight mechanism. Some of y'all flight, withdraw, you get quiet, emotional shutdown. That's the flight mechanism. But if you don't know where your feet are, you'll constantly keep running these loops. You'll constantly keep running these patterns, right? Your thoughts are constantly keep hijacking your body and taking it somewhere that your feet are not. Ooh, we see, look, good people, good people. The alarm will constantly be ringing. Danger, danger, because your thoughts are somewhere else that your feet are not. So how do you close that gap? Like I said, by grounding yourself in reality. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 technique, right? You can name five things that you can see, 4 things that you can touch, 3 things that you can hear, 2 things that you can smell, 1 thing that you can touch. Taste. Or just start naming things where your feet are. Hey, my kids are here. This is over there. Ground yourself in the reality of where you are, because you only can live where your feet are. So listen, your nervous system reacts first. Consciousness gives you the opportunity to decide what's next. I want you to hear that. Your nervous system is always going to react first. But when you slow yourself down and become where your feet are, consciousness is going to give you the opportunity to decide what comes next. What comes next? And listen, if you're struggling to be where your feet are, good people, if you're struggling to be present, if you're struggling to really walk in that power of consciousness, if you're struggling with the same loops, this is what my Soul Truth Power Sessions are for. Email me right now. I help you recognize those patterns, right? Regulate your body through those emotions, right? Get a new revelation, build a rhythm around that, and put it on repeat mode, right? So you can stop living where your mind goes, and start living where your feet are. Email me today for that Soul Truth Power Session. FL the Life Coach at gmail.com. So listen, be where your feet are. So this is your challenge this week. I'm about to wrap this up. If you got questions, drop it below. If you got statements, drop it below. This is for the community, right? Your questions might not just be for you. Your question could help somebody else in the community. If you see this replay, drop your question, drop your statement. So this last part I want to talk about, be where your feet are, good people. So what is that really saying, man? As I end this, as I close this out, this gently reminder on this Soul Truth Sunday to be where your feet are. That means if you eating, eat. If you with your kids, be with your kids, good people. If you watching something, watch it, right? Be where your feet are. If you driving to work, drive to work. Understand the scenery. Understand what you're doing. Be where your feet are. If you praying, pray, right? If you working, work, right? Be where your feet are. Stop robbing yourself of the joy of your today, right? Because you're trying to live in your future, or you're trying to live in your past. Be where your feet are. So listen, whenever your mind leaves, this is what I want you to do this week, right? Because it was a gently reminder for me last week, and now I'm taking it into this week, right? So whenever you notice your mind and thoughts leaving the room, because consciousness helps you observe that, right? Consciousness does two things, right? It helps you notice the loop when your mind and thoughts leave the room, then it helps you change it before your mind and thoughts hijack your body. So next time you notice when your mind and thoughts are leaving the room, next time you notice when your mind and thoughts are trying to hijack your body, I want you to ask yourself one simple question. Where are my feet? Where are my feet, good people? Pause, breathe, and then return to your feet. Where are your feet? Right? Next time you feeling overwhelmed, next time you start feeling doubt, next time you start feeling fearful, next time you start feeling pressure, I want you to slow it down. Pause. Ask yourself one simple question. Where are my feet? And then be there, right? Because listen, the magic isn't living somewhere else. The magic is fully being present in the moment. The magic is being fully present in the moment. The magic is not trying to live somewhere else, good people. Can you be fully present in the moment? Because when you become fully present in the moment, that's what gives you your power to really create your reality. You feel me? You feel me? So listen, man, where are my feet? Bring your attention, bring your emotions, bring your awareness, bring your presence, your being back to where your feet are. So that's Soul Truth Sunday today, good people. Where are your feet? And listen, if you got questions, like I said, email me, flthelifecoach@gmail.com, right? Tuesday, brand new episode of the Married Life drops, so you don't want to miss that. Tune in for that. Go get caught up on the replay. Every month, every last Monday, Soul Truth Spotlight drops. So Jermaine Johnson will be the guest again. He's coming back on this Monday for the Spotlight live coaching. So this is a follow-up of the first episode. So he's going to talk to you about the follow-up, about the progress that he's made, and how the 5R framework really helped him make the progress. So you don't want to miss that episode. And if you want to be the next guest, all you got to do is email me. Tell me what area that you're struggling in the most in your life. Is it your identity, relationships, health, money? And are you willing to be coached live on the Spotlight? I pick a winner, and then we go live every last Monday of every month. I give away one free live coaching session. So tune into that, right? And then the Dare to Be You podcast starts next month, where I interview dope people doing dope shit, good people, right? Right? Dope people doing dope shit where they tapping in and they're daring to be them. And they always have, and how to navigate that, and how they've learned how to navigate that to the world, and how to show themselves authentic, right? And how to stay true to themselves with all that's going on. So you don't want to miss that new show that's coming next month. So listen, every Sunday, same bad time, same bad channel. This is the Soul Truth Sunday show. Tap into the other shows. And if you don't have any more questions or no statements, listen, be where your feet are. I'm going to leave you with this, good people. If you truly want to create your reality, if you truly want to grow, expand, and create, then you got to live where your feet are, because that's the only place your body can truly live. Your mind and thoughts can live anywhere, but your body can only live where your feet are. So listen, slow yourself down, breathe, bring yourself back to the present moment, and start living where your feet are. Until next time, good people. That's Soul Truth Sunday. Man, I hope y'all have a great day, great Sunday. Dare to be you, baby. Happy Sunday to you.